Welcome to the Golden Nuggets. This podcast is brought to you by WordPress. Ever wonder why some websites always pop up first? That's SEO magic at work. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And if your website isn't up there, you're missing out big time. Here's the deal. Every day your website stays hidden is the day your competitors grab your customers. It's not just about being online, it's about being seen. At WordPress, we turn your website from invisible to irresistible. Simple, effective SEO that gets you noticed, gets you customers, and gets you ahead. Don't let your website be the internet's best kept secret. Make it a customer magnet. Ready to be found? Visit wordpress.com/search. Let's make your website the star of the show this year. Don't miss out.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Golden Nuggets podcast. This is part 3 and we still have Joel. And I think we're going to have something that's going to be very interesting, right?
All right. So, Joel, can you share with us before you start Vocal Alchemy, right? Where do you actually get that business sense or business acumen for you to eventually decide like, hey, I want to start my own business?
Wow. You know what? It actually took me 2 years,
Okay.
To finally say that I have the guts to start my own business. Before that, during COVID, I attended, your business entrepreneurship courses online. There's marketing, branding courses. I was attending all those courses. They teach you how to find your prospect, how to qualify, how you bring them in, so on and so forth. And for those 2 years that I was going through all those courses, I was trying very hard, to figure out if this is something that works for me and if this is something that I would like to do.
Yeah.
But then it came to one point towards the end of last year, I was like, okay, it's time to stop figuring things out and just do it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, entrepreneurship is a big thing anyway.
It is a big thing.
Yeah.
And I think I was very fortunate. I got to know people who are very supportive, and I had a lot of questions about, how to set up private limited, how to do this, how to do that. I had people along the way who shared information with me, and they guided me and they helped me to set up my company. So I'm just very thankful for the people around me.
Okay. Right now, how do you eventually get your own clients?
Currently, it's mainly like word of mouth, referrals, and because I've joined a business networking group, people there are very friendly. They're connecting me with different business owners. I'm doing networking with them, and then they're referring me, and and then they refer me to potential collaborators. And I'm in the midst of creating workshops, even more workshops towards the second half of the year, and I'm really excited to see what comes out of it.
I see.
And I'm also right now I'm doing like a monthly voice healing expression workshop. It's the first Monday of every month. It's because what I feel like what is lacking is even though there are so many courses on how to speak better, how to present better, but there is a lack of space.
Okay.
A lack of safe space for people to explore, to express themselves. Yeah, so I actually collaborated with a co-working space. So I host an event every month, first Monday of each month, where I hold a circle where I help people to connect with their own body, to connect with their own breath, their own voice, and finding different ways of expressing themselves. Yeah, so for me, my approach is more somatic based. Somatic means the body. Yeah, so like I mentioned before, like our body hosts a lot. Our body has a lot of memories within us. Can be due to past experiences, physical conditioning, and sometimes these are not addressed. And it will affect us, it will affect our body, it affects our voice, it affects our breath, it affects us mentally as well. Yeah.
Let's say today I approach you and I tell you that I want to be a student. What is the process for me to go through based on your program for me?
Oh, he's asking you the customer journey.
So how do you think that? I can't remember.
Customer journey.
Yeah.
So, the first thing that I would do is to understand, what the needs are, what they want to achieve,
Okay.
what the goals are. And then after that, understand what is stopping them. Yeah, what have they tried that didn't work? And then if it didn't work, what might work. Yeah.
Okay.
And if they know what might work, but it still didn't work, what's really happening. So really, really digging deep. And a lot of times, the more at least I dig deep, I understand, okay, what the core issues are. Yeah. And then I would usually suggest at least four sessions with me, because speaking and communicating or singing is a physical conditioning, right? The way we speak, the way we communicate, the way we use our voice is a conditioning from young till now. How we see our parents speak, how we speak with our friends, the different experiences that we have been through, they all affect how we talk to other people. Yeah. So sometimes, more often than not, these experiences have to be looked at. Sometimes there might be psychological barriers, fear, anxiety, fear of judgment, all these. Where are they coming up from? Is it because, the lack of self-esteem, the lack of self-worth? Where is it coming from? Is it from childhood experiences? Is it from being bullied in school? I had a client last year. He came to me. He is French. And then he was saying he finds it hard to speak in English.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, okay, sure. At the start, it sounds like a language issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, if it's a language issue, you don't really need me, because, I am not a language coach. But then as I dig deeper, I realized that, hey, he studied English when he was a kid.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So in a way, English is not foreign to him, but something happened. In our first session with him, what I found out was that he was bullied when he was growing up for speaking English in school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Back in France.
Yes.
Okay.
And he didn't know that was affecting the way that he speaks right now whenever he speaks in English, because he feels like, if he were to speak in English, he doesn't feel like, he has he's up to standard with his English standard, with his English language. But that's not true. I mean, I was speaking to him, he's able to converse fluently in English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's all these past experiences that affect the way we behave now, that sometimes you need to address them. Yeah. And they can be very subconscious, they can be very unconscious. So I usually bring my client on the first session through a bit of breath work, a bit of meditation, just to connect with the body. And try to see, and then we find out, okay, what's happening there? What are some experiences that we have not, that hasn't been resolved, that we might need to look at. Yeah. And then usually after the first few sessions, once those experiences have been resolved, that's when I move on to the technique. Yeah, because learning technique without resolving the root issues is like, how should I say, learning. Oh, I can't think of an analogy right now. Yeah. It's like learning how to. Yeah, it's like learning how to fly without learning how to walk. It's like you're trying to do something, but then because you haven't resolved the root issue first, it doesn't work.
So your monthly voice healing session, is it based on that first session that you have with your normal clients?
It's like a pre-session to that. So it's like an introduction to get them to tune into their body, to tune into their own internal psychological world, and just have that space to observe what's happening within. Yeah, and then from there, a bit of vocalization to connect the inner world with the outer world. A lot of times the things that we say, the things that we speak, comes from within us. Yeah.
Okay. Right now, what is the persona of clients that you actually have?
Quite a range.
Okay.
I have clients who come to me because they are afraid of speaking up. They're afraid of, they have anxiety when they interact with strangers. They have anxiety when they have to speak in front of crowds. I also have clients who come to me because they simply want to learn how to sing and have fun, enjoy. Yeah, I have clients who want to who come to me because they want to. They have certain presentations that they need to work on, public speaking engagements that they need to work on, and then they come to me for it. That's pretty much about it.
Okay. Do you have high level executives who actually approach you and tell you that, hey, I want to be perhaps I want to be CEO one day, and I know that I need to be better in terms of delivering message to my subordinates. Have these kind of personas actually approached you before?
Not yet, but I think that that's also because most Singaporeans, they don't realize how important their voice is when it comes to communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Shall we try the...
No, wait, hang on. I got questions, man. I got
Okay,
questions.
yeah. Go ahead.
So, Joel, I believe I speak a fair bit, like an average amount of time.
Yeah.
But like lately, I've been doing workshops.
Uh-huh.
So I do workshops twice a week. So if you hear my voice, it can be a bit hoarse, and I guess I'm getting like coughing.
Yeah.
Because I think it's put a strain to my voice. Because each time I do the workshop, it's 2 hours. And most of the time it's like, or rather 95% of the time, I'm the one doing the talking, right? I mean, I wouldn't expect the students to talk, right, during the classes. So during these workshops, ever since I started doing the workshops, I realized that I guess it has put a strain to my vocal cords. So I'm just wondering, can this be trained such that whenever I have like workshops, I have to speak a bit more than I usually do, to avoid this kind of straining of the voice.
All right. Very good question. So what you're saying is vocal health, managing your vocal health. Just to check in with you, whenever you're giving your workshops, at the end of the day, how does your voice feel? You say that it's strained. Can you be a bit more specific with that?
I think it's still okay. It probably sounds like this, and you can hear that there's a bit
tired,
hoarse, and
hoarse.
probably tired. More to hoarse. Not say tired. I love doing the workshops. I love to talk. By the way, I love the limelight, the spotlight. I think before the podcast I shared with you, I was in theatre as well. So I guess that's kind of like normal for actors, right? So it's just that it just gets a bit hoarse. So and I get coughing fits like once in a while. So
yeah. So I think what a lot of speakers, trainers, coaches, what they don't realize is that their voice is their instrument. If you lose your voice, bye-bye. There goes your engagements, that goes your money, that goes your job. But yeah, so our voice is our tool. It's our money-making tool. And we need to take care of it. How can we take care of it? That's a question. First, treat it. It is just like how an athlete would take care of their body. You need to warm up.
Okay.
Warming up before the session, making sure that you don't go in cold. Like, you wake up in the morning, okay, come, let's go and teach. But make sure that, you get the body going, your body is warm, you might do a bit of vocalization, just to check in your voice that morning, and make sure that you're hydrated. Yeah, a lot of times when we wake up in the morning, we are dehydrated.
Yes.
And the water that we drink takes about 4 hours before it reaches here.
Oh, okay. This is something new that I learned today.
Okay. So by the time you feel like you're hydrated, too late already. So if you have a morning class, make sure that the moment you wake up, do a bit of physical warm up, drink up water, and then do a bit of vocal warm up.
Okay.
And then you can teach. In between, there are strategies they could do to manage your vocal health. What I like to do is this thing called a lip trill.
Okay.
A very simple exercise, but it helps the vocal folds to, how should I say, relax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you have
How long do I need to do that for?
maybe like a minute or so.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also a very good warm up. You can glide up and down a lip trill.
Okay.
Yeah. So say if you have a morning class and your voice sounds like this, you need to warm up the voice. You can just do a lip trill. And just slowly warm up the voice. Remember that our vocal cords, they are muscles.
Yeah.
And just like all muscles, they need warm up. Yeah, and then they warm up, and in between you can do a bit. In between classes, if you feel like you're losing voice a little bit, do a bit of lip trill. That will help the vocal cords to relax and to close up properly because they vibrate like this. And then at the end of the day, cool down. It's really like exercising.
There's a cool down.
Yeah, you need to cool down.
Okay.
So usually warm up.
I didn't know this.
That's why.
Usually warm up, we go higher.
Yeah.
We go to we extend the range. Cool down is the opposite. We go down. So So it's just helping the vocal folds and the larynx, the throat to just recalibrate to how it is like as you would talk to a to a person beside you, rather than projecting it. Yeah.
Okay.
So these are some techniques and tricks that that I think that a lot of coaches, trainers, teachers they need to know, because they use their voice the entire day. Yeah.
What about sweets and lozenges? Will it help?
No.
No, I mean, I think we need to do these exercises every time before the podcast.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
To clarify that, it might help.
Okay.
But it depends. You see, a lot of people think that the sweet and lozenges would help.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't help because it doesn't go to your vocal folds. So let's a bit of biology right now, all right?
Because
So
it's in the esophagus, right?
yeah, so the vocal folds is in our windpipe.
Yeah.
All right, and then you have the food pipe,
Yeah.
right, where your saliva and food goes into. If your food goes in the windpipe, you will choke.
Yeah.
All right. So what the lozenges does is that it just helps to lubricate the walls at the back of the throat. So it makes you feel a bit better.
Okay.
So that soothing and
More
cooling
soothing.
feel.
Yeah. So the issue then lies, is it, number one, what is causing the vocal tiredness? Is it the vocal folds over here? Is it because they have vibrated so much and you might have pushed a bit too much air that you are losing, that they get tired? Or is it the dehydration of the walls? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But I actually like my voice like this.
It's kind of sexy, right?
So I don't know if I do want to get better.
Oh, it depends. If it is a end of day podcast, if you have a mic in front of you, yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
But if you have a class and you need to project,
Yeah,
your students cannot hear you like this.
Yeah.
It's like ASMR.
That's true. Okay. I mean, you want to bring this whole podcast to a brand new level.
Yeah, so we want to try to learn how to sing from Joel.
I mean, not me. But okay, I'll just go along with it.
Yeah, so for me, who I think I can't sing. What's your recommendation, and how do you think I should maybe get started in terms of training myself to be able to sing?
Okay. First, let me understand. What do you mean by you think you can sing?
Nicely.
When I hear myself singing, I don't think it's as good as some of the singers out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And why would you compare yourself to those singers?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's a good question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of times we compare ourselves to professional singers, but hello, they are professional singers. They sing like 24/7. They know their instrument very well.
Yeah.
Right. So don't compare yourself to them.
Okay.
So when you say that you feel like you can't sing, see, you could be a bit more specific by what do you mean by that? Yeah.
Okay. For me, I know that I'm someone with a deep voice, and maybe those Josh Groban is like an example of someone I
That
should.
was my example.
I can't think of
Another name.
yeah, correct.
Michael Bublé.
The
Fly
only person
me to the moon.
There you go.
the only person I'm thinking of is Jamal Abdillah.
Jamal Abdillah. Okay, it's
Yeah,
Malay
I'm
singer.
not, yeah, he's a Malay singer, so I'm not sure if Joel knows.
Would you like to sing a bit? Let me hear how you sound like.
Let me think of what song.
Just one or two lines would be good.
Malam menjadi siang.
Wait, let me think of what song. Okay, can you give me a song that is famous?
Wow.
It's too much. Right? It's too many of it.
Stress.
Yeah. Let me think.
Just go with the George Groban example.
Oh,
You raise me.
Or any Malay song is fine as well.
That would be the song that we just.
Yeah, that's fine. Sing a little bit for me.
Okay. Malam menjadi siang, siang. Apa ya?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I don't have my phone for the lyrics.
Cool. Right now, can you do that one more time and just imagine you are
On the stage?
no, not on a stage, singing to your loved one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to.
Does he need to close his eyes for this or for
You
this
can close your
exercise?
eyes. It's fine. Yeah. Just imagine a little bit.
Yeah, come on, Amir. You're
Wait,
in a-
wait,
in a
let me
safe
find
space.
let me find a
Lyrics?
lyric
The
first.
lyrics.
Let me see. I forgot the song that I always sing on
Siapa
karaoke.
bilang gadis Melayu tak menawan? Is that, I don't know what
this one,
which Jamal Abdillah song.
Okay. So is this song?
Yeah.
Kenangan manis kau dan aku takkan terhapus. Duri ranjau dalam bercinta lumrah dunia.
Okay, thank you very much. So number one, when in singing, breath control or breath regulation is important.
Okay.
So let's adjust your sitting posture a little bit.
Okay.
If you could just sit up a bit more or lean forward a little bit more. Yeah.
Straight. Okay.
Yeah, sit straight a
I
bit
will
more.
sit straight too. Okay, even though.
And let's just try that one more time and see how that helps.
Okay. Kenangan manis kau dan aku takkan terhapus.
Good. You hear how his
Yeah.
his voice is his pitch is already more stable already because the breath is more stable. So number one, knowing how your body affects your breath, affects your voice is important.
Okay.
The next thing to imagine, let's imagine that you're singing to somebody. What is this song about first?
Love song.
Yeah,
It's a love song. Great. Okay, imagine that you are singing to somebody that you really really love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this song more to the ex or?
That's why I'm thinking.
Anyone, and
Yeah.
I mean, for now as a singing exercise, just think about somebody that you love, and you're just singing those 3 lines, 2-3 lines to
Okay.
the person.
And then sing.
Yeah.
Okay. Kenangan manis kau dan aku takkan terhapus. Duri ranjau dalam bercinta lumrah dunia.
Okay, thank you. You notice how his voice, his tone changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it became lighter. There was a bit more emotional quality to that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can sing. The next thing is I'm not very sure about the song, so I don't know whether you're on pitch or not. So yeah, but I'm just observing the vocal quality and the changes. Number one, once you change your body posture, your breath change, your sound, your voice is more stable already. The next, having somebody in mind, you need to know who you are singing a song to.
Okay.
Every song is, a song is an expression of emotions. It's a communicating tool as well. Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why we sing is because we want to say something to somebody.
Yes.
It sounds like my workshop itself. Because when I teach content creation, I'll be like, you guys are scared because you to do the content and speak to the camera because you don't know who you're talking to.
It's true, yeah. So it all boils down to communication. Whether you're speaking, singing, public speaking, presenting, it's all about communication. Or even acting is still about communication.
Am I right to say that there needs to be a warm up, and then for example, if you want to sing at a karaoke, there needs to be a warm up, and then the singing is the exercise part, and then after that we should have a cool down.
In a way, yeah, that's good practice. But I guess a lot of times when we go to karaoke, we don't really warm up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how? Yeah. So very easy. You just choose your first few songs that you choose. Just choose simple, easy ones lah. Don't kill yourself at the start.
That's what I usually do as well.
So and this is what singers and performers do. Like you have been to concert, right? Singers, they plan out their songs. They know they plan the songs in a way that when they first start out, it's like kind of slowly warming up their body. They choose songs that is within the reach, that's not too hard. And then at a certain point, they might say, okay, at this point, I want to maybe wow the audience, so I'm going to go for this climatic song.
Okay.
And then after a while, they might take a break. You know how sometimes they might have like guest singers and performers. They come to perform and then they take a break. They recover a little bit and then come in to perform again. So our voice, is a powerful tool, but it is also a limited tool. It's a limited resource. We want to be smart about how we use this resource.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perhaps one final question, and maybe this is for us to learn. For us as podcasters, how do you think we should actually be better in terms of maybe projecting our voice, and also having that tonality in delivering whatever content that you want to deliver?
Oh, I love the question.
Wow, 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 wow. So I guess it goes back to what sort of podcast this is. You know, what sort of personality do you want, do you want people to perceive? Yeah. And that boils down to, who's your audience, what message do you want to drive across. Yeah. And then, so it's like an overall package. If your podcast is about fun, you want to encourage people to express themselves, you want to talk about, the latest trend, then you got to be fun, exciting, you might speak a bit faster. Your voice, your pitch there's greater variety about things and volume as well. Yeah. But if your podcast is about things that's a bit more formal, businessy, professional, then you might want to slow down a little bit. Your pitch might bring down a little bit. But still within this range, there still need to have a variation. Why? Because the moment we stick to a certain pattern, the moment we become monotone, our audience will just zone out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is why, what I've noticed is that even though like there are certain trainers who are very experienced, but the way they speak, there's a certain cadence that they repeat over and over and over again. Even though it's energetic, but then because there's a certain repetitive pattern in the tone and the voice, your audience will just tune out after that.
Yeah, there'll be a fatigue in.
There's fatigue, and this is how humans, this is how we process sounds. Once there is a repetition of things, we just zone out a little already because our mind's like, it's the same thing over again. Why do I want to listen to that? And so even in music, there's always changes. The chord changed suddenly. Why? The key change. The notes changes, the rhythm changes, the tempo changes. All this is actually to keep the audience, to hook the audience in.
And then the bridge. And then
the bridge. It goes to the bridge. The bridge brings the song to a different place. Where is it going next? Is the song going to be resolved? Is it going to another place? So on and so forth. Yeah. So that's why some songs are more exciting than others. Some songs are I know where this song is going to. I'm not going to listen much to it anymore. Yeah.
Maybe I'm a monotonous kind of guy. That's why I like rap, and then the beat just keeps going the same.
But even rap, there's also like the rhythm it varies throughout as well.
Yes, definitely.
All right. So, thank you, Joel. Do you have any final question?
No, I actually wanted to ask Joel for a golden nugget, but that in itself was a golden nugget, and I think we don't need any more golden nuggets from him. With all the exercises that he's already shared with us, the things that we can actually do, and how to improve the podcast, right? And even if it's not podcast for the listeners out there, it's also how to present themselves, right? So these are like little exercise. These are little things that you should take note of, and on how to take care of your vocal cords. And of course, that was a very interesting journey that you've also shared with us, like your whole entire story. I think I really love it. Right? Anything else from you? I mean,
I think we've pretty much asked you all the questions that we wanted to ask you. Thank you for your time today.
Yes, thank you for gracing this podcast.
Yes.
Joel.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me on this podcast as well.
Yeah. So,
okay. So I guess with that, we will end this podcast. Thank you guys to the audience who has been tuning in from part 1 all the way to part 3. And I really hope you guys have actually gotten all the different golden nuggets from Joel. And with that being said, thank you. See you guys next time.